Everyone's talking about Dubai real estate, but very few people are really talking about why the money's actually here in Dubai. For the first time in history, yesterday they've announced that the UAE has crossed $1 trillion in non-oil foreign trade. That's 3.8 trillion AD, and that has nothing to do with oil, gas, or commodities, which is huge for us. What they've said is that non-oil trade is up 26% year on year. Non-oil exports alone have hit over 813 billion dirhams, growing 45% in a single year. Now, these were targets that were set for 2031. 95% of them have already been achieved 5 years early. That doesn't happen by accident. But what it does do is it tells you three very, very important things. Capital isn't just parking in the UAE, it's now moving through the UAE. The private sector is now the growth engine, and it's structural expansion. It's not a short-term cycle. Whenever you see trade scaling like this, the second order effects are usually quite predictable. We're talking about skilled migration, which usually increases, logistics and the infrastructure generally expands, family offices relocate, balance sheets get rebuilt locally. That's generally how wealth ecosystems form. Real estate never necessarily leads an economy, it just responds to an economy. When you start to see trade, exports, and like private enterprise accelerate at the level we're seeing it currently, property demand becomes just a consequence, it's a byproduct. It's not the thesis, it's just what's happening by default because of everything else that's happening. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not one of those guys. It doesn't mean that every single deal works. And it doesn't necessarily mean buy anything with a Dubai postcode. But what it definitely does mean is at a macro level, the UAE has already de-risked itself. This is not just Dubai, right? This is just economics. Whenever you see a country hit its 2031 target in 2026, that explains why serious capital is paying attention to that country.